Hello, welcome to CryptoAware, brought to you by Watchtower Group. These series of videos will show you the power and versatility of this software. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Jason Geshen, and I am a retired FBI agent after spending 20 years. I believe this software is going to vastly help you with your investigations. If you've ever received Binance records via subpoena, you'll realize real quickly that they are a monster. Typically, there's tens and thousands of transactions spread across 25 different tabs, and trying to make sense of it is quite difficult. That's where this software comes in. Now, I know you all use software such as TRM, Clue, Chainalysis to do on-chain tracing. But then when you get to your exchange records, now you have to deal with that mess. And it can be quite challenging. And that's where this software comes in. Cryptocurrency is far different than standard banks. You get a bank record, we're all used to that. Crypto exchange records, not so much. In the world of banking, there's 180 fiat currencies in the world today. In cryptocurrency, there's 25,000 different cryptocurrency assets across 1,000 different blockchains. That can be daunting for any investigator. The great thing about this software is whether you know a ton about cryptocurrency or just a little bit, this system will make it easy for you to be able to evaluate your own records without having to go to a subject matter expert. So let's get right into it. This first video, I'm just going to show you the layout of CryptoAware. So these particular records, you can kind of generally see, based off color coding, the type of cryptocurrency assets that are involved. You just look down here on the left and it shows you the color coding. You can filter on or off just to get a feel of what type of transactions they're doing. For example, are they dealing with Tron? Just a little bit. Tron USD? Okay, there's a lot of outs for Tron USD. How about ins? Here's Ethereum USDT. So you could quickly see an overview of this account and what cryptocurrency they're dealing with. If you look up here in these tabs, this is a selector where the circle size is based on the cryptocurrency amount. On this tab here, that changes the size of the circles where it reflects the USD value of the cryptocurrency asset. So as anybody knows, 0.1 Bitcoin is worth a lot more than 3,000 USDT. The circle size based on this selection will show that. This tab here shows the sheet view. It tells you the type of transactions that are going on. In the world of cryptocurrency money laundering, they typically receive funds off the blockchain, but then they can send it to their co-conspirators in a lot of different ways. They can send it through Binance Send. They can convert the asset to a different asset using peer-to-peer, OTC trading. They can withdraw it using fiat currency. The great thing about the software is you can quickly evaluate the entire account just in a glance. So in this case, you can see most of the funds come in off the deposit history, so that either means it's coming from another Binance account or coming off the blockchain. You can see it going out primarily through fiat withdrawals. Through the withdrawal history. Once again, back onto the blockchain or to another Binance account holder. But you can quickly glance and you can see this user is using Binance Pay quite a bit, both for outgoing and incoming. So the great thing about this, it took you no time to analyze these records. You can quickly get a feel for this. The other thing you can see is when you hover over a circle, it gives you the details of those transactions. Now, I know this looks very busy. Well, that's purposeful. We're actually just getting an overview. It's very, very easy to drill down to a time frame that you're interested in. Let's move to the right here. In this section, this allows you to filter based off transactions, cryptocurrency addresses, account IDs, and the like. And then it's reflected onto the timeline. Extremely helpful. You can find exactly what you're looking for very, very quickly. Now let's scroll down here. This is called our graph table and graph view. What this does for you in a glance, you can look at who this account holder interacts with the most. You have a select up here where you can select deposit or withdrawal, so the ins or the outs. In this case, we have deposits. So without doing any analysis whatsoever, which could take a very long time, days for someone who's skilled with Excel, you can see this at a glance. Just look at the biggest circle. So in this case, the biggest source of funds comes from TSV4LZ. In fact, if you just scroll to the line, you can see the total amount in the USD equivalent, how much is being sent, and how many transactions, which is reflected over here. This is in more of a table format. So you can see that from low to high, high to low, who this account holder interacts with the most. You can quickly download this data for review or entry into some type of affidavit. Similarly, up here with your timeline view, once you filter in what you're looking for, you can also download this image. It's great for affidavits. It's great for demonstratives in court. Similarly, I can select the withdrawal. Once again, I can see in a glance where most of the funds are going. Just look for the big circle. It's to 2XZ or R6F0, and I can highlight here to know the exact amount of transactions done with this account and the USD equivalent. Like before, it also shows up here, making it very easy for you to include macro data in your affidavits. Let's say you have funds sent to, let's say this top address, 0xFC, blah, blah, blah. You can also add into your affidavit, by the way, Judge, this is the #1 person that this account holder sends funds to. In fact, he did 157 transactions worth $32 million in a glance. That adds a lot of PC to your affidavits for either seizure warrants or whatever you're looking for. Now, this by default shows your top 15 accounts that this person interacts with. But you can also change that by sliding this rail to more or less, depending on what you like. Now let's talk about their location. So in cryptocurrency records, there are a lot of IP addresses, and sometimes it can be quite daunting. But CryptoAware makes short work of it. It has a Google Earth map that quickly identifies where these IP addresses are coming from. The great thing with this is when we're dealing with KYC on these exchanges, sometimes the person uses fake KYC docs. Well, at least this tells you right away where this person probably lives. And in this case, we can see it's Thailand. But even if not, you can determine that this person's traveled up to Vientiane, Laos, and Singapore. So now you could potentially get some travel records for this. This particular case involves pig butchering, and Vientiane, Laos is actually an epicenter for that type of scam. This also allows you to filter out for VPN and proxies, so you can get the true whereabouts of where this person is located. I just want to say thank you for spending some time with me today. I'm going to make several other videos of how this powerful software works. Thank you.